years ago, I went through a divorce that I did not want. You just heard a little bit about it. It was unexpected. I was devastated. We had to sell our house, and I had to construct a whole new life, all while dealing with heartache. And then, just when I thought life was stabilizing, I lost my job. And before I knew it, I had 1 month of living expenses left. I had a double-header curveball. Many of you have likely gone through unexpected changes. And when I went through those 2 unexpected changes, I felt devastated, lost, and utterly afraid. I felt alone. So just reflect for one quick moment on your life and raise your hand when you think about an unexpected change that you've gone through. Isn't that amazing? I don't even have to go through a litany of what they might be. Look around. And hands down. Hands up if you had excitement and enthusiasm around that change. Not as many hands, okay. And hands down and hands up if you had some dark emotions around the change. Perhaps fear, here come the hands already, anxiety, stress, guilt, grief. There are a lot of dark emotions that are associated with change. I have faced many unexpected changes in life. Some were thrilling, like moving to another country, and others were really difficult, like a pregnancy loss. And if there's one thing I've learned about unexpected change, it is this. If we can discard the either-or proposition of change, that it's either good or it's bad, it's either exciting or it's tragic, we can transform unexpected changes into the most extraordinary experiences of our life. Now, remember how many people raised their hands when I asked if you had dark emotions during change? This is a common reaction. According to Forbes, roughly 60% of people prefer to stay in their comfort zone, yet nearly all of us will go through unexpected change. We have fear and anxiety around change and other dark emotions, and when we do, we tend to drape ourselves in these emotions, like I'm draping myself in this scarf, and they can become our entire experience of change. Now think about it. What are some of your intense reactions to change? They may be, I'm afraid, I can't handle this, my life is falling apart. Yet in reality, change is simply the act or fact of making something different. Isn't that fabulous? There's no value attached to it. There's no judgment. And better yet, if you were to look up synonyms for change, you'd find words like metamorphosis, transformation, evolution, and development, words that are overflowing with possibility. Our trepidations around change are just signals from our past. They're informed by our childhood. And yet we often let them drive our adult experience. Surrendering to these emotions is like handing the steering wheel of a moving car to a toddler and expecting to get where you want to go. It's going to be chaotic, uncontrollable, and you're not likely to get to your destination. But here's the good news. Those dark emotions, they're just signals from our past. They're informed by our childhood, and they just want to be acknowledged. Don't ignore them. It doesn't work to ignore them. Have you ever tried to ignore a toddler pulling at your pant leg, wanting attention? It doesn't work. But if we can acknowledge and observe the dark emotions without absorbing them, they loosen their hold on us, and it gives room for curiosity and self-compassion. When I work with clients who are overwhelmed, I help them to identify a place where they felt the same way in their past. I worked with one executive who said, oh my gosh, this is how I felt as a child trying to navigate my homework schedule. My sweet little mind was on overload. And when I felt utterly alone during my job change, that was a carryover from childhood too. That's exactly how I felt being one of 6 children. It was just easy to feel insignificant in a large household. But that emotion didn't necessarily belong in my present-day circumstances. And then we have another negative reaction to change. See if this sounds familiar to you. We vilify our past. We forget about the wonderful parts of the people and places we left behind, and we only remember the bad. We wish we had never met our former partner, and we want to chalk up the entire relationship as a mistake. When we think about our last boss, we only think about the long work hours or the job where we felt on overload. But when we can remember the good in the past, it eases that burden of disappointment. In my case, many people are surprised to hear that I am grateful for the love that my former relationship with my husband and I shared. It was exactly the relationship I needed at that point in my life. We were great companions, and we parented so well together. And that job that I lost, it was the perfect job for me at that time as well. It gave me work-life balance, and it also led me to the work that I do today in career development and leadership development. So if we can release our constricting emotions and honor the good in the past, it leaves room for the second voice that's been there all along that also wants to be heard. This is the voice of possibility. This is the voice that you may hear as a whisper on your shoulder, saying you're yet to be and you're meant to be life. It's giving you visions and glimmers of the future, telling you what deep down you already know to be true. I want to go back to school. I belong in a loving relationship. It's time to check out a creative career. This is the voice of the full self. And the goal is to strengthen this voice so it has equal playtime in your experience of unexpected change. Listen, this voice will be less dramatic and garner less sympathy than the voice of dark emotions, but it will lead to a more fulfilling life. So here are 3 tools that you can use today to strengthen the voice of the full self that have worked for me and my clients. Number 1, revise your language of change. Our words shape our reality. Habits of language are like tire ruts in the farm road. Our tractor tires will gravitate to those same deep ruts until we create new pathways. When we talk about change, we should choose our language carefully. When I was looking for a new job, instead of saying, I'm unemployed, I learned to say, I'm looking for my next career move. And when I was packed up and didn't know where we were going to move to next, instead of saying, I'm so afraid we're not going to find our next house, I said, I'm really excited to find a home that my children and I will love. Instead of saying, my life is falling apart, we can assure ourselves life is coming together. Research suggests that positive language creates a positive feedback loop. Our brain becomes inclined to notice the positive aspects of situations, our neural pathways strengthen, and then the cycle continues. Number 2, practice affirmations. I know some of you will cringe at the word affirmations, so try on a different word, mantra or personal vision statement. Write 1 declarative sentence, write it in the present tense, and repeat it often. I'm living in a beautiful city, paying a rent I can easily afford. I have a full circle of friends that I'd love to socialize with. Write it on your Post-it notes, jot it in your journal, declare it to friends and family. When I was looking for a new place to live, I said my mantra so often, people started to repeat it back to me. And number 3, lead with gratitude. According to a study conducted by UCLA, gratitude releases our dark emotions and our negativity and reduces stress and anxiety. When I was hitting dead end after dead end looking for a new job, I wrote 1 thank you note a day. It felt so great to drop it in the mail. Some days it was to a friend, other days to a former coworker. I wrote thank you notes to my dry cleaners, store clerks, and business owners, thanking them for their great service. There are countless ways to express gratitude. Gratitude opens up our hearts and puts us into the realm of possibility. Years ago, Rabbi Larry Serkman one of my mentors, posed this wonderful question. He said, why is it that we stop and pause and marvel at sunrise and sunset? We never say, oh, look, it's 2 o'clock. It's because sunrise and sunset mark this special, unique pocket of time. It's a time when it's neither day nor night. It's a time of creation. The same is true of change. It marks a precious pocket of time when we're leaving one thing behind and moving to something new. It's a time of transition. Listen, life is going to throw us curveballs. It's pretty much guaranteed. We saw it with a show of hands. And when it does, you will likely experience dual sides of change that are as inseparable as the two sides of the scarf. But when we can release our constricting emotions and honor the good in the past and strengthen the voice of the full self, unexpected changes can become the most transformative, magical times of our life. Thank you.